I caught my baby mama cheating and I still pay for her car. Really quickly. So my baby mama and I have been together for 5 years and we have a 2-year-old daughter. I left my hometown leaving my family and friends behind, and I also dropped out of college so I could get a full-time job and support her so she can get her master's degree and also so she can be a stay-at-home mom. Throughout our relationship we have had many arguments and have had our moments, but who hasn't? I believe they were regular relationship issues that aren't grounds for breaking up. I sacrificed a lot for her, mostly financially and also time-wise. I worked in a warehouse where I put in 60 to 70 hours just to support not only our bills but also her luxury expenses. Anyways, a couple weeks ago she abruptly broke up with me and claimed I don't do anything for her and how much of a shitty boyfriend I've been to her. We live with her sister, and since I moved out to her hometown I've had nowhere else to stay. I've already tried to leave back home but she insists I stay here so I can continue to help out with our daughter, but I have been miserable because I constantly have to see her and she constantly reminds me how we are broken up. However, she still needs me to pay for all her bills, and she's even asked me to pay for a couple of her luxuries while we haven't been together. One of her bills is a car that I leased for her and it is under my name. She has told me she isn't going to pay for the car because I crashed her old car. Today I felt a little psycho and went through her Insta DMs and found that she has been talking to this guy and deleting the messages instantly. I found out she has been cheating on me with this guy while I have been at home taking care of her daughter. I've decided I'm going to move back home and accept to only see our daughter on the weekends. However, she only wants me to see her every other weekend because she says I won't have enough time with our daughter if you take her every weekend, and if I do take her every weekend she demands at least $800 a month. Keep in mind she just barely got a job and will start paying for her other bills. So my question is, do I leave the car here and continue to pay for it just so she can drive around my daughter, or should I say fuck it and take the car back home with me and leave her with nothing? And if she is not compliant with letting me see my daughter every weekend, should I just take her ass to court and fight for custody? Comment. Take the car with you and it's up to you. If you have a doubt your daughter might not be yours, take a paternity test. But take the car with you and go fight her for full custody. If not, then go see your daughter every weekend. If she doesn't allow you to take her to court, keep all your receipts and be there for your daughter at the end of the day. Get a lawyer and take her to court. She's been using you and your daughter to spend your money while she flaunts around with other men. She think you're a sap she can walk all over and still have pay her bills. Take back your power. Looking into the car lease, you don't want her without a car, but you don't want your name on a lease for it. Move back home, maybe go back to school and be the best dad you can be. Good luck. Get a lawyer, get legal custody and support established, do what the lawyer tells you to do. It's your responsibility to financially support your child, not her mom. Your ex is trying to take advantage of you. She is using and manipulating you, and probably has been your whole relationship, and will continue to as long as you keep giving in. She is not a nice person. While you think you are being kind and supportive, she sees you as being an easy mark for money. She's building a life and you're getting used up. Get a lawyer ASAP and stop giving her money. First, she can't demand how much dollars she wants. Go to an attorney and have the child support determined by the state guidelines. Second, if the car is in your name, take it or she can transfer the loan to herself. Third, if you want your daughter every weekend, fight for it. Tell your attorney you want every weekend. Take the car. If it's in your name and you're paying for it, you don't leave it vulnerable with someone who won't keep up the payments. Go to court now and establish an appropriate custody arrangement. You supported her for a while, which should square you for the car you wrecked. And don't be such a chump in the future. It may make sense to have a stay-at-home spouse. It doesn't make sense to have a stay-at-home baby parent. You need to get a lawyer and then go through court and set a child support amount. Before you do that though, quit your job, re-enroll in college, and go back to school. Get a part-time job. Your child support obviously is going to be a lot lower than what she's expecting, and no, you shouldn't be paying for all her stuff. You were just the meal ticket to her. Let her latch onto the new guy and I bet really quick she's going to be wanting you to take primary custody of that child. Good luck. Oh yeah, take the car and return it to the dealership and tell them you want to cancel the lease. She wants to re-up it, she can in her name. Regardless of anything else, you need to go to court to get custody and child support set up. Otherwise, she's going to try and dictate terms and it will be a constant battle with her using your child as a weapon. She doesn't get to decide how much you pay or how often you get to see your kid. Get your car back from her. Stop paying for anything not directly related to your child. Stop being a doormat. She needs to get a job with that master's degree you paid for and start supporting herself. Story 2. What is going on with my boyfriend? I've been dating this guy for around 7 months. He is a very shy person and has some emotional trauma. It took him quite a bit to open up, and he was actually quite mean in the beginning. To the point that it caused us to have issues because they felt like mixed signals to me. He expressed to me that he has never really had a relationship before and that he wants to take things slow to get to know me. He mentioned that he often cracks jokes or is mean to cover up his real feelings because he is nervous about getting hurt. However, his insecurities really started to bubble up. He would express that he is afraid of me leaving him and finding someone better, etc. I would end up staying up all night with him reassuring him. He would also frequently stonewall or cancel our plans if I mentioned how something he did hurt my feelings. If I kept trying to come to a resolution, he would just end things on the spot. So, I would have to then apologize. It felt like he might have a bit of an anxious avoidant attachment. I know that's a bit of a red flag, but I offered him what I feel is a lot of grace because he did seem to be quite awkward and has a hard time dealing with his emotions. I figured in the future I could handle those conversations differently to not put him on the defensive. When we are together, he is very sweet. He's very physically affectionate, cuddling, kissing. He will tell me he cares for me, but it's very rare. Asks about my days when I'm with him. But, he will always poke fun at me when I'm expressing my feelings and not reciprocate in those moments. He also will poke fun just in general. Some things can be pretty rude sounding. As soon as I leave, it's the most dry conversations. I'm not huge on texting, but when every other text is a slight dig, I get confused. When I brought it up to him, he said before, I just am not used to doing this. I haven't even talked to a girl in a long time. When I'm telling my friends these things, there's one that says, he just doesn't like you, and another saying, he has no idea what he's doing. It's very push and pull, and I feel like I'm dating two different people. Recently, I told him that. I said it's hard for me to determine if he really cares for me, which I feel I could have worded differently. This really upset him and he broke down. Basically saying that he can't do it anymore. I was at my wit's end with it, so instead of consoling him I said okay fine then, and he backtracked. I then explained that I have reassured him so many times and he has never once done that for me. And he told me that he's not going to keep repeating over and over that he cares for me, that it should be one and done, and that it is annoying to him. I can't believe he said that to me, considering all of the times that I reassured him over and over. Like, what am I missing? I haven't said anything about it to him, but I'm just really confused. I have no idea what this relationship is or what I should do from here. I feel like I'm in the wrong. I'm at the age where I don't really want to deal with this because I feel like it's something I had to teach to my HS boyfriend. He just feels far behind and I'm not sure if I'm being an asshole. You know the TikTok someone cooked here with the girl mad. I want someone to cook first. Please cook here. Comment. This is exhausting. You aren't emotionally fulfilled at all. Why do you keep trying to change a man who is who he is? Mean jokes and digs are just that mean. There is no excuse for them. Find a man who is your safe place. I'm just not seeing any reason for you to stay with this man. All of the seemingly nice things you say about him pale in comparison to the rest of it. Usually I would suggest communication, but it sounds like you've been trying and it's gotten you nowhere. It would be one thing if you saw real attempts and progress, but there's none of that. It's not a matter of if he likes you or not, it's a matter of how he treats you. And it sounds like he treats you like shit most of the time. I'd cut my losses and move on. What you describe sounds like more than difficulties expressing emotions. It sounds like he has no control over them at all, with no idea how to exert it. You are in a very volatile and unpredictable situation with little to no long-term viability. He sounds exhausting. It's very telling that when you finally stopped coddling him and said okay, fine, he backtracked. He seems needy and self-centered, and he doesn't seem to care at all about your feelings, but he thrives on you caring about his. It seems to me your boyfriend needs to work on himself before he'll be ready for a relationship. You aren't his therapist or mother. This isn't your place to help him get to a place where he can have a mature relationship. You need a man, not a man-child, as a partner. Story 3. How can I get my girlfriend is to be content with me? There isn't a specific instinct, but it's throughout the relationship. I send her flowers via DoorDash to work once or twice a month. She said this is stupid because I'm not delivering the flowers myself. Last week she was annoyed at her friends and she kindly asked me to leave her alone, which I did. She then responded, so you're not even gonna bother fighting for me. Today, I asked if she wanted to get Denny's before she goes into work. She agreed, but the wait time was too long, we couldn't get anything, and she cursed me out, blaming me because if we weren't going to make it on time, why did your B-word invite me? I asked if she wanted me to grab food from other restaurants, and she said no to everything because her mood is ruined and didn't want to eat anything else. I dropped her off at work, and on my way home, I got a "so you're not going to bother dropping food off for me? Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day alone." I continued to get manipulated, cursed, disrespected, and I am nothing but kind to her. Of course I'm not perfect, but she even admits that I'm a great guy, and she is amazed how patient I can be and how I never disrespect her, yet she can't do the same to me. I really started to fall in love with her, but these random episodes of getting grilled and doing something wrong, always, is too much. My friends say it's because I let her get comfortable enough to treat me the way she does. Is there any way to fix this? Please help. Comment. First, it is not because you let her get comfortable. Relationships should be comfortable. The problem is because she is not able to be pleased. The problem is not you. She has issues of personality. Don't take it personally. If she is lucky, one day she will learn better, and hopefully not expire from mortification when she looks back on how she mistreated you and doubtless some/many others. The answer: be polite and respectful, communicate boundaries. When you do X, it makes me feel bad, please don't do that, and if she is not able to accept your boundaries, let her go. An alternative would be to dump her ASAP and run, which is totally appropriate and justifiable. But it's good to practice healthy communication and relationship habits, including dumping people who don't respect your feelings, or hear your boundaries and cross them anyway. Either way, she has to go. The only way to fix a manipulative and toxic person is to leave. She's incredibly immature and emotionally abusive. You absolutely deserve better. It's the most ridiculous thing I've heard, to set a boundary then get upset that you respect it. WTF. She's impossible to please. Nothing that you ever do will be enough for her. Please dump her ass and find someone who appreciates your thoughtfulness and treats you the same way. P.S. Find a way to do this safely. Ask friends or family to help you move out while she's at work. Never be alone with her again once you do. And for God's sake, stop having sex with her right now. She is going to lose her mind when she sees that you are gone, and you could very well get caught up in the shitstorm that she is going to start. Your girlfriend is toxic AF, and you can fix this by walking away from an abusive relationship with her. She's incredibly manipulative, childish, ungrateful, even sounds like she's narcissistic or has narcissistic tendencies. Why would you want to stay with someone who constantly treats you so poorly and purposely disrespects you? She's impossible to please and will continue to abuse and disrespect you. You deserve better.